This was one of the top Zacian teams from the Global Challenge, placing 69th. Nice. Let's see how well this team can perform. This team consisting of Galarian, Moltres, Entei, and Zacian was able to do extremely well in the last Global Challenge. Let's break it down. First we have is the Zacian with the Interpret Sword and the Rusted Sword, giving it that steel typing so the Zacian can do a bunch of damage with the Behemoth Blade and the Play Rough, alongside the Terra Water Terra Blast. Water typing is a great defensive typing for Zacian, makes it so it resists to certain strikes from Urshifu, fire types, and more, while providing that Terra Blast option that can help out immensely, especially against Incineroar and more Pokemon that are able to resist the Zacian's attack normally. The EV spread is simple, just being able to capitalize on attack while having enough speed to outspeed max speed base 135s like the Miraidon. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Xianpao with the Sword of Ruin and Focus Sash. Pretty standard Xianpao with the Terra Ghost option, Ice Spinner, Sucker Punch, Haze, and Protecto. Haze is pretty important here because when you think about it, Dondozo is one of the most popular Pokemon to be used in the Global Challenge because of the nature of close team sheet best of one. So having Haze that can shut down Dondozo and its commander boost can be really important, as well as like stopping any intimidates that can affect the team as well. That could be nice, but mainly it's going to be for that Dondozo setup. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Dragonite with the Inner Focus and the Choice Band, Terra Normal, and just a pretty straightforward Dragonite, except this one's actually opting to run Outrage, not Outrage actually, it is Dragon Claw. It is running Dragon Claw over Outrage. Normally we see the powerful Dragon type attack because Outrage can just get so many knockouts with that sort of rune, but this one instead just opting for Dragon Claw just for a same type attack bonus that's consistent and has good coverage. I actually mistook the Dragonite for having Outrage like a lot of the games, even though I have played several times with the team, just because I'm so used to Outrage being the last move on Dragonite, but this one just being Dragon Claw, which can affect the games immensely. It's a really powerful same type attack bonus alongside Aerial Ace, Stomping Tantrum for coverage against steels and fire types like Incineroar, and then Extreme Speed of course with the Terra Normal. It's a no-brainer. And it's just simply max HP, max attack, because that's all you really need when you're running strong priority moves like Extreme Speed. You kind of want to just have the bulk so Dragonite sticks around the field and can go for multiple extreme speeds or attacks. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Water Urshifu with the Unseen Fist and the Assault Vest and Terra Poison. It's a really interesting Urshifu set that we don't commonly see in this format, but having that Terra Poison as a defensive typing against like Flutter Mane, against any really fair type moves like Whimsicott in general, can be pretty nice and helps out against Terra Fairy Miraidon. Surging Strikes, really of course no-brainer strong water type move. Drain Punch for recovery, which is interesting so you don't lower your defenses with close combat. Poison Jab for the same type attack bonus with the Terra Poison, but it also helps get rid of Whimsicott, which can be a nuisance alongside hitting other like Terra Grasses or Terra Fairies that can be very common in the format, and Aqua Jet as a priority move. This Urshifu actually does have a lot of bulk, not much speed, but it's mainly because you're relying on speed with the Xianpao Zacian, and then you have just a bunch of priority with Dragonite and Entei. So you don't need as much speed investment with this Urshifu. That's supposed to be able to take attacks and fire off some pretty powerful moves. Next Pokemon we have is the Inner Focus Entei with a Life Orb and Terra Normal. And this Entei running Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed, Protect, which is pretty common, and then the last move is just Sleep Talk, not running a ground type move like Stomping Tantrum, just running the Sleep Talk instead. And I guess this is just to help out with the Amoonguss matchup, especially Amoonguss Calyx Ice Rider. So Entei, even if it takes a sleep turn because this team doesn't have a switch in as a Spore immunity, can go for that Sleep Talk, potentially get a good move against the combo and really hit hard. So it's a very interesting EV spread too. It's actually max attack and max defense, which is a very unique EV spread choice, but it's supposed to be able to take the defensive attacks better. And again, you're really relying on the priority when you're using Entei and Xianpao. You have tailwind coverage, so you don't really need to invest that much speed when you're going for the priority anyway. Final Pokemon we have is the Galarian Moltres with Berserk and Leftovers with the Terra Dark option and Fire Wrath, Air Slash, Tailwind, Protect. This is your speed control mode. It has a lot of special attack on this Moltres actually, so it is able to threaten the most amount of damage into Shadow Rider, while that Air Slash can hit again Amoonguss very effectively, which can be a bit of a nuisance to the team, as well as like Urshifus and more, so it can actually do some pretty good damage and allow the other Pokemon for cleanup, especially with fast mons or with just a bunch of priority in general. Really helps out against the Calyx Shadow Rider match with the Fire Ref, and then you pressure it with the Terra combination. If they go for a common Terra like Dark, Normal, or Fairy, you have Zacian and Urshifu, as well as like extreme speed cleanups that threaten it afterward. So it can also hit the standard Calyx Ice Rider alongside the Amoonguss for some pretty good damage as well. With this team, it's really about dishing out the offense. You have some pretty strong fast leads. The Sword of Ruin enabler on the Xian Pal is just supposed to allow the team to do a lot of damage with either your priority extreme speeds from the Dragonite and the Entei, alongside really powerful attacks with their Choice Band and the Sacred Fire attack from the Life Orb. The Urshifu, of course, can hit pretty hard. The Zacian is going to do a ton of damage. And the Moltres, if you need it, go for the Tailwind and just able to overwhelm your opponent's team that way. But you're just able to go for a really strong fast coverage immediately, or you go for the priority and just get a knockout or two. Basically, you just get knockouts with this team because it is very offensive and dishes out a ton of damage, with most of the Pokemon be able to usually have enough general bulk to be able to survive one hit and fire off 2 attacks, which hopefully pick up those knockouts. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. All right, we have Calyx Ice Rider, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, Pelipper, Incineroar, and Amoonguss. A pretty standard balanced team for the most part. Rain is a bit concerning though. Rain is a little bit concerning. Although I do really like having Water Urshifu. Water Urshifu is fantastic here. I'd probably say Water Urshifu and Dragonite are really strong here. Although I don't think my Dragonite has much speed. It's questionable if I outspeed the Raging Bolt, which I am a bit concerned about. Terra Water on the Zacian can help, but there is the Raging Bolt is just such a problematic Pokemon. It's such a problematic Pokemon. I think I lead like what, Entei Urshifu? I kind of like Entei Urshifu. I think in the back I'd probably want Dragonite and Zacian remaining. I could see like different angles I could approach, but Rain is just so hard to actually switch into with this team. I do have Dragonite, which is why I'm bringing it, because Dragonite's a good switch, and then extreme speed pressure. But if they have the Rain mode active, it's going to be really tough, I think, for me to maneuver. So let's see. Going to be the lead of the Incineroar and the... All right, Incineroar plus Calyx Ice Rider is a very good lead for Entei Urshifu. I will gladly take this. Gladly take this. They can fake out Urshifu, but they can't fake out the Entei, and that means I get a chance to just go for a really strong Sacred Fire and potentially get a burn. So I will go for a Surging Strikes into the Urshifu, or into the Incineroar with Urshifu, and I will go for a Sacred Fire. Just immediately go for that burn. I don't see a reason not to. Incineroar is threatened by the Surging Strikes. If they want to swap, like, I don't know what their best swaps are. Maybe a Amoonguss for the Incineroar swap, but Sacred Fire is still potentially getting a knockout. We will see the Incineroar retreat. Okay, this has to be a Amoonguss, right? Yeah. So it's probably Rocky Helmet and Amoonguss. Good play on their part. Yeah, they protect. Okay, so I could have doubled the Calyx Ice Rider, which might have been a better play. I was worried about protect plus parting shot risk with Terra Ghost, and I wanted to damage, but I guess this also makes sense. Surging Strikes. This is probably Helmet. Yeah, okay. I think I always double the Cali Ice Rider here. Yeah, I doubled the Cali Ice Rider, I think. Okay, not my greatest play. Is a good play from their end. I am just gonna go for the double up into the Calyx Ice Rider. Let's see what they decide to go for. Rage Powder here is fine. We're gonna see the Terra come out. Is this Terra Water Amoonguss? Okay. Did they Rage Powder? Oh, I should have not Surging Strikes here then. Surging Strikes was definitely a bad play. Okay. They do Rage Powder. All right. So I am going to go for a Sacred Fire. It is going to target down the Amoonguss. Get some good damage. So I lost my Urshifu. This is not really that great of a position, but on the bright side, I can bring out my Dragonite and probably do a ton of damage to them. Or I could go Zacian. Zacian's not a bad play either. This is Trick Room? Yeah, okay. Hmm. I think I'd want to go Zacian. So I'm going to go for Aqua Jet into the Amoonguss. I'm going to Aqua Jet the Amoonguss and go for Protect. The reason I'm going to go for this play is I want Urshifu to go down to the Rocky Helmet so I don't give them an attack boost, so I can get Zacian in and threaten Behemoth Blade plus the attack into the Cali Ice. So we will lose our Urshifu. That's completely fine. Yeah, they went for Spore, Glacial Lance, I assume. This is the reason why I wanted to go Zacian. Okay. Then next turn is like playing games with the Zacian. So I will go out into my Zacian. I'm going to click Extreme Speed. I think Play Rough into the Amoonguss. I could go for the Terra Water, but I am fearing the Raging Bolt in the back. So I think my best play is just to go for a Play Rough into the Amoonguss and Extreme Speed it as well, because I am expecting the swap here into Instant and a Protect. They could play aggressive, I guess, with the Cali Ice by not protecting, but I feel like the Instant play is just so safe. Like, the only way I punished it really was with a Terra Water Terra Blast. Yeah, but they did protect. Yeah, they've been playing super safe at the start of the game. It's why I decided to play aggressive this turn. Extreme Speed into the Incineroar, good damage. And the Play Rough into the Incineroar, also good damage. Okay. Not terrible, not terrible. I wonder if they're going to pivot out here of like doubling out the Incineroar out into Amoonguss or not. I could definitely see it. I probably need Zacian healthy or I'm just losing to the Raging Bolt. So I got to keep that in mind. We will protect. High horsepower is going to come out. It targets down the Entei. All right. And is this Parting Shot? Sure. Okay. I think I have a line locked in. So it's the last turn of Trick Room. I think my best play is to get in Dragonite. There's so much I could do here. Actually, there's so much I can do. I'm thinking of Behemoth Blading the Cali Ice and just swapping out into Dragonite. There is a chance they go out into the Amoonguss for the Cali Ice. I could definitely see that playing a Parting Shot. I think that would be a really safe maneuver for them. But let's see. They are going to stay in, so they're going to go for like probably a high horsepower. They target the Entei, so I'm kind of curious if they actually don't even have the Raging Bolt in the back. Nice. Okay, that's huge. And then this is just a Parting Shot, which is fine. Yep. All right. Don't mind that. I think Terra-wise, I'd probably go for the Terra Normal on Dragonite and just click Outrage. I could go for Extreme Speed too, but I don't know if Extreme Speed would KO the Amoonguss. Amoonguss is probably coming in now. I'm actually glad they also targeted my Zacian because I actually like that the Dragonite is not like -1 attack. So yeah, Amoonguss comes in, able to get Behemoth Blade off. Yeah, good damage. Okay. So I'm going out into my Entei and I'm just going to go for a Terra. Oh, I don't have Outrage. Right. Okay. I guess I would just Extreme Speed then because there's no reason to Dragon Claw. Yeah, I'm just going to Extreme Speed the Amoonguss. If we get the KO on Amoonguss, we're in pretty good shape, I'd say. But let's see. Bring out the Entei, so I can go for double Extreme Speed into the Cali Ice the following turn with Inner Focus that just ignores the Incineroar. Seems perfect. They can't Terra anymore because they Terra Water the Amoonguss, so there's no Terra Ghost that I have to worry about from Incineroar, which is nice. We do go for the Terra Normal. Here comes the Extreme Speed. Hopefully we knock out the Amoonguss. Nice. Really nice. Okay, beautiful. Okay, Amoonguss goes down. That is a mon that I don't have to worry about Pollen Puff or Spore with, so that's awesome. Is this Glacial Lance? Is this high horsepower? Glacial Lance, as expected, but we should be able to tank it with both. Yep, easily. And now we have double extreme speed pressure, even Sacred Fire pressure, because they didn't even get Trick Room up. I do really like my end game with my... Okay, Urshifu comes in. I think this is like a read of like, who do I double extreme speed here? Because I could double extreme speed the Cali Ice, or I could double extreme speed the Urshifu. Interesting. I feel like that this is Scarf Ursh. I'm gonna go for a double extreme speed into Ursh. Get as much damage as I possibly can to the Ursh and potentially pick up that knockout. Let's see. Because if Cali Ice doesn't take a knockout into Dragonite, I just extreme speed through their team. Yeah, I do KO the Ursh. Double extreme speed is just broken. It's just broken. Okay. They go for Glacial Lance, take the knockout into the Dragonite. But the thing is, Entei's around and it survives the... What's it called? The fake out from the Incineroar, so I can actually threaten the Sacred Fire KO into the Cali Ice. So now it's going to come down to a bit of a mind game scenario, I think. So Incineroar comes in. Is it a mind game? A player might just KO the Incineroar? It might. How much did we do before? Well, the thing is, we were at neutral when we went for the attack. We're -1 now. I think this just really comes down to, does the Cali Ice protect or not? And I would bank yes. I can also maybe... No, Extreme Speed doesn't knock out the Instant at this range. If I knock out Instant with Extreme Speed, then I'd be able to beat him with Blade and guarantee to win, but I just don't think that's the case. I think I'm just going to go for Protect Play Rough, hoping that the Cali Ice protects. Nice. Okay, I should have this win pretty much. I mean, there is like a small chance I can lose. That's one of them. It was knockoff into Entei. Yep. Okay. Do I expect him to go for the double protect? Do I expect him to go for the double protect? Do they get the double protect? And do I land Sacred Fire? There's a lot of what ifs right now. If I read them going for the double protect, attacking instant does secure me to win. But I don't know if they're going to YOLO their Cali Ice here. So I think I'll just go for the Sacred Fire into a Play Rough again. They went for the double protect. Okay. They don't get it. Play Rough finally connects. It doesn't KO the instant like I thought it didn't. Nice. Okay, that secures it. Ooh, boy. Goodbye, Cali Ice. And yeah, a terrible start. I lost my Urshifu really early, but was in a pretty good spot afterward. After I got some pretty specific maneuvers around their team, especially catching the instant and weakening it was pretty big. Getting the damage afterward across, getting the Dragonite in on the high horsepower was fantastic. And yeah, I'm just going to Terra Blast because I think Terra Blast KOs. Yep, goodbye Incineroar. There was a world where I could have Terra Watered. I'm surprised there was no Raging Bolt, man. If there was no Raging Bolt, I'm pretty sure Zacian could have just won this game if I just Terra Watered and took the knockdown to instant earlier. So maybe that's the route I should have taken, but I got a lot of calls right in towards the end game. The protect on the Cali Ice. I did get the do they go for a double protect wrong, but I did think my odds weren't terrible. I mean, they're still in my favor, right? Because they have to go for double protect. I still have to hit the move, but it's like, you know, that's like not too bad. 95% to hit the move. So yeah, we'll gladly take it. Calyx, Ice Rider, Annihilate, Entity Female. We have Amoonguss and Cinema Porygon too. Okay. This looks like a very standard balanced Trick Room team. I don't know if this is deceptive or not, but I do really like Urshifu plus Entei for the most part. I am a bit worried about the Annihilate, but Annihilate's scary. Annihilate's really scary. Just let me double check. What Terra is my Moltres? Is dark. Puts on decent pressure against the team. Like, I do want to bring... I think Entei Urshifu is just always a good lead into these teams in general. I don't think Pal's that good. Zacian's definitely being broad. Am I bringing Dragonite or am I bringing Moltres? I feel like it's one of the two. I probably want to bring Moltres. I think Moltres with Terra Dark Fire Wrath is just really hard for them to switch into because they only really have Porygon 2 and Incineroar that really eats that up. Although granted, those are the Pokemon that probably have the most difficulty of me removing, specifically the Porygon 2. I don't have the best answers to it, but let's see what we can do. I don't really like POW because giving them Glacial Lance powered up is not great for me. Incineroar Porygon 2 gonna lead, okay. Versus Entei and Ursh. Special attack boost is fine. I'm just gonna go for Sacred Fire, Surging Strikes into the Porygon 2. I need the damage into the Porygon. Like, Incineroar might decide to fake out the Ursh. Like, I don't see a reason not to. You could try an Amoonguss play if you really want to as well. I think that's okay. But I really would like to... If I could get a burn on the Porygon 2, that's also really nice. But we see a Terra immediately, which is not what I expected. Okay. Is this the Porygon 2? Terra Water. Okay, this has to be fake out into Ursh, right? Yeah, fake out into Ursh. That makes sense. Are you Terra Water Terra Blast? That's like the only reason I see the Terra Watering here. I do get the burn immediately, which is good. Don't tell me a Terra Water Terra Blast. Ursh flinches. Trick Room. I really feel like I should scout for the Terra Water Terra Blast here. I really feel like I should. Which stinks because I really would like to just play offensively here. This is probably what, going to Amoonguss for the instant by going for Parting Shot. I'm gonna Surging Strikes the Porygon 2 and Protect. Let's see what they decide to go for. Gonna be... Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. Good to confirm. U-turn. So that's probably a Assault Vest Instant. I really hope they don't go hard Cali Ice, but I think they should just go out into Amoonguss. Yep. Okay. That's fine. I go for Surging Strikes, just get a bit of chip onto the Porygon. I didn't want to take Rocky Helmet damage. I didn't want to reveal Drain Punch either, realistically. Okay. What I think they do is they probably go for... I'm getting pinned with my Entei slot here, aren't I? I'm definitely getting pinned with my Entei slot. With Terra Blast Spore, right? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I'm gonna go for Terra Normal Sleep Talk. And I'm gonna Drain Punch, I guess, to Porygon. I'm reading the Terra Water Terra Blast, and I'm reading the Spore into the Entei slot. I'm hoping with taking the Sleep Talk here, I can get maybe a Sacred Fire off into the Amoonguss through the Sleep Talk, or I could get Extreme Speed off into Porygon 2. Either would be really lovely. Yep. The Spore into Entei. We have Sleep Talk. We're actually going to click it, which is actually insane. I never thought we would click it. Oh, they have Thunderbolt. Okay. Luckily, we do have what was called the... we do have the Assault Vest, so we will Drain Punch, get a bit of recovery. All right, Entei, do a job. Do a job. Do a job. Do a job. Come on. We have Sleep Talk. Porygon 2. Ooh, so close. Oh, wait, it does KO with the burn. I thought it was living by a sliver. Oh, that's crazy, actually. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm still not liking how this position is, but playable. Because this is Glacial Land Spore. And I can't do anything. I'm gonna sleep talk with Entei for sure. The question is, what am I doing? Am I sacking Ursh, or am I just... I feel like sacking Ursh is probably the play. It's either sack Ursh or sack Moltres. I think sacking Moltres might be better though. I'm gonna sack Moltres. Just dealing with the Amoonguss is gonna be a bit annoying. Let's see, man. Let's see. Can we accomplish it with Entei? Can we get one Sacred Fire? Can we get one Sacred Fire? Oh, they wanted the extra damage into Entei. I don't know if we live that. Okay, we do. Hold on. Come on, Entei. Come on. Get one good hit off. Get one good hit off. Okay, we're still asleep, which is good because we have to sleep talk. There was a chance we woke up and it failed. That's exactly what we needed. 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 Okay, beautiful. Is that KO? Oh, it just barely lives. Okay, no, I can still easily lose this. Oh, the Cali is +1 too, right? Oh no. Oh boy. Nah, I think we still lose this unironically. There's a world I can win. Yeah, there's a world I can win. Behemoth Blade, the Cali Ice. I think I have to Aqua Jet double it up too. Oh, that is not the actions I thought you were gonna do. Okay. That's smart of them though. Okay. So what I thought they were gonna do... That's actually good damage. Crit? No, that wasn't a crit. Okay. I thought what they were going to do was they were going to switch out Amoonguss into Ensign and just throw off a high horsepower because Calyrex Ice survives a Behemoth Blade when... Yeah, they survive one Behemoth Blade if I can't win. They survive one Behemoth Blade if I'm intimidated and back to neutral. Oh, I needed to take the turn of sleep, I guess. I didn't think they would Spore. I guess if I could have hoped for a one-turn wake here, it would have been a completely different game changer. I guess I'm just going to Behemoth... I mean, they're going to fake out the Zacian and Trick Room, right? So... Yeah. Not really much I can do here. All right. And now I guess I have to call if they double the Ursh because I don't think high horsepower KOs the Ursh. So I guess if they do go for that, I have a shot. Because I can go for Play Rough into the Ensign, hope it knocks out. I think I go for an Aqua Jet too. Yeah, I go for the Aqua Jet as well. Because I can also hope for a crit. Alright, don't wake up with Ursh. Seed Bomb. Wait. They show high horsepower? I guess they didn't show high horsepower. It is a Assault Vest Ensign like we fought, and Flare is just chaos. Okay. So if I had a chance to win, I would need it to Aqua Jet the Incineroar that one turn. Like if I woke up, got the Aqua Jet and crit, that was basically. And I think I would have won because I think they only had Glacial Land, Seed Bomb, Trick Room, Protect, unless they had high horsepower, and I'm just misremembering. But I didn't even have to Terra my Entei. Well, I didn't have to Terra my Entei. They never went for Terra Blast. I can't believe Entei pulled in so much Sleep Talk work, but unfortunately, I just kind of thought the Amoonguss was switching out, but unfortunately, the Cali Ice was the one switching out, so I got the slot target wrong. If I went for Aqua Jet and Amoonguss, the game could have been a thing too, because then it would have been a fake out mind game. I might have been able to get Behemoth Blade or Play Rough damage. It might have actually been viable because the Play Rough into Aqua Jet might have been a thing, but unfortunately did not. Whimsicott, Ogerpon Heartflame, Urshifu, Iron Valiant, the Shadow Rider, and NDD Female. All right. I love me some Moltres action. Moltres is going to put in a good amount of work. I will bring the Moltres. Do I bring Xianpao lead? Moltres Xianpao lead sounds crazy, and I think that's terrible if they lead Ursh. So I will probably avoid leading that. I think I could see myself leading Urshifu though. Or Dragonite potentially. I just need something that pressures the Ursh. I guess I could lead Shadow Rider because I don't really need Shadow Rider other than specifically for the Urshifu and the Iron Valiant really. I think it's actually an okay lead here. And then in the back, what would I want? Entei seems pretty decent. Dragonite's pretty decent. I think it's probably like Entei Xianpao or Dragonite Xianpao back. Let's see. I don't know. This could get a bit scary. They got quite a bit of offense on their team, and it's like when you're dealing with offense versus offense and they have Prankster Tailwind and you don't, it gets a bit shaky, especially with their Psychic Terrain that's preventing my priority from really going off into their team. So a little bit questionable, but we are going to see Shadow Rider and Ogerpon Heartflame, which is absolutely fine lead here for me, as I do lead the Zacian and the Moltres. So Interpret Sword, Mold Breaker. I think I'm actually just okay to go for a Tailwind, and I think I'm actually just going to go for a straight up Behemoth Blade into the Calyrex. The reason is I'm worried. Should I have Terra Water Terra Blast into Ogerpon turn one? Like, there's one fear in my head that this Ogerpon is just going to Terra Fire. They're going to Astral Barrage Ivy Cudgel KO my Moltres, and then I'm in a terrible spot. Maybe I should have, just in case to cover that. Okay, no, they don't. So it's just Protect on the Calyrex. I don't really care too much about the Zacian in this matchup because Galarian Moltres is actually really good offensively against my opponent's team, so I don't mind it. We just see Ivy Cudgel into the Moltres. Okay, perfect. That gives me the Berserk boost, which is actually really nice here. Okay. And Tailwind goes up. All right, pretty good. Pretty good. Now I can just threaten Fiery Wrath into the Calyrex Shadow Rider alongside a Behemoth Blade, and we'll be able to KO the Calyrex Shadow Rider, which would be fantastic here. Or I could double up the Ogerpon, but I don't think I need to. Yeah, I'm just going to Fiery Wrath and Behemoth Blade. Because it covers any switch too. They have nothing that switches. Well, I guess like Urshifu could switch in. It'd be taking a lot of damage, but it can switch in. Whimsicott goes down to the Behemoth Blade. What else did they have? Like, they had an Entei that's going down. And then what was the last? It's something else that I'm forgetting. But let's just get a bunch of damage into this Shadow Rider Fiery Wrath. Zacian healthy is really nice too, because they actually haven't found a way to KO the Zacian yet. We see a Terra come out. All right. Is this Follow Me from the Ogerpon if they're going for this play? We're going to see the Terra. Terra Water. Ah, the only Terra I was like a bit annoyed about here. Okay. Because I do get the Behemoth Blade off into the Calyrex. Good amount of damage. There's a Fiery Wrath as well for a good amount. That's a lot. It actually almost KO'd the Calyrex. Ooh, but we get the Fiery Wrath flinch, which is Moltres. Moltres ain't playing around, man. Moltres ain't playing around. Moltres is not playing around. Oh my goodness, what a steal of a game here. We gladly take those though. I'm going for Terra Blast into Fire. Okay. I guess I should have play roughed. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Terra Water. I thought it was going to be like Terra Fighting on the Calyx Shadow Rider. Potentially Fair or Normal also crossed my mind, but... Moltres doing Moltres phase. Let's go. This is why I use this mod, man. Fire Wrap can be broken the one time out of like a bajillion. We have a Hisuian Quillfish, Fluttermane, Raging Bolt, Cornerstone Ogerpon, Calyx Ice Rider, and Urshifu Rapid Strike. Why is there a Quillfish on my screen? And why is it actually annoying for my team to handle? I do have Inner Focus with my Mons, but the Quillfish is actually kind of annoying because Intimidate for the Zacian is very weird here. All right. I'm going to lead Entei plus Urshifu, I think. I kind of like Entei Urshifu for the most part. Am I going Dragonite? Probably. I kind of like POW, but at the same time, I don't. I think I'm just going to go with Zacian Dragonite. I think Terra-wise is probably going to be the Dragonite. I think Moltres just doesn't really like Cali Ice Raging Bolt double ups with Flutter as well. And then there's the course of, yeah, I just don't think I'm ever getting anything with Moltres unless I Terra. And even if I Terra, it's not the best mon for me here. So I think Dragonite with extreme speed potential because it's good into switching into Ursh as well. And Entei plus my Urshifu should put on a lot of offensive pressure. Although Cornerstone Ogerpon is a bit scary now that I think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing the Quillfish here. I have no idea what to expect, but all right. We are going to swap out the Entei, go out into our Dragonite, which was the reason we brought it. And we are going to go for our Surging Strikes into the Quillfish, which I assume is a Violite. I don't know what tech we're going to see, but... we'll find out. Because Aerial Ace should threaten the Urshifu just fine, so I don't have to exactly target it. Surging Strikes goes out into the Entei. Nice. As the Dragonite just absolutely eats that Surging Strikes up extremely well. Beautiful. Doesn't look like Mystic Water. Probably Scarf or Sash. We're going to get Surging Strikes off into Quillfish. And that's not doing that much damage, actually. That's not doing too much. We do get a decent amount, though. Okay. Our Barrage. I realistically forget what that does other than the poison. Because I've seen the move before, but I've never seen it in competitive. I think that's the first time I've seen it in competitive. So, yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm going to go for Dragon Claw into Surging Strikes. Yeah, I'm just going to Dragon Claw Surging Strikes. I think Ursh might switch out into Raging Bolt would be super ideal if they're scared of Aerial Ace. They just go for close combat, which I am able to hang on. And because they are -1 attack now, I still get a good amount of damage. And I probably KO'd a Quillfish. So this is not too bad, actually. So Surging Strikes will come out. Pick up the knockout into... Wait, does that not pick up the knockout? Did I low roll? Oh, no, I did. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's what Quillfish does, I guess. As we will get a Dragon Claw off into the Ursh. We know it's not Scarf. Focus Sash? Yeah, Focus Sash. Okay, that's not too surprising. All right, goodbye, my Urshifu. We go out into Zacian now because we don't have to worry about any Intimidates for the rest of the game. That's Calyx Ice Rider. The only downside is we didn't lock in Extreme Speed, which would have been pretty nice here. But I don't think this is that bad of a spot. It depends on their Terra a lot. I don't think they're going to Glacial. I think I'm just going to go for a Dragon Claw into the Cali Ice. And I think I'm just going to go for a Play Rough into the Ursh. Because they don't have a Play Rough switch for the Ursh slot. And I think Calyx is always going to Terra, but I don't think Dragon Claw on a play rough KOs the Cali Ice. We are going to see the Terra, which is not surprising. All right. Terra Water. Okay, yeah, that's what I expect. Not the best position, but still not an awful one. They detect, which is cool, because I still get a Choice Banded Dragon Claw off into the Cali Ice. Wish I doubled it, but I was not risking them going for a Surging Strike's Trick Room and sacking the Ursh. Okay, good damage. Oh, they high horsepowered the Zacian, but it missed. I mean, we'll gladly take that. We'll gladly take that. As we're gonna go for a play rough. Actually, no, they're not. They're never gonna switch out now that I revealed play rough if they have Bolt in the back. So I can go for a double up into the Cali Ice, or I could go for a Behemoth Blade and just KO the Ursh. I think my best play is just to double up the Cali Ice, assuming they don't protect. Okay, nice. Play rough doesn't KO, but we're still good. They Surging Strikes, which is cool. All right. Yeah, we should be fine. I didn't want to Terra Water, even though I resisted it, just in case they can Thunderclap, because I don't want Thunderclap coming out. We do eliminate the Cali Ice, and now I think we have a good position. I'm assuming it's in the back. Oh, that's Flutter. Oh, that is completely different what I expected. Okay. Huh. Sure. I'm just gonna go Entei and Behemoth Blade, because I think if you want to KO the Zacian, you have to Moonblast into Aqua Jet specifically, or you just don't KO the Zacian. Maybe you Thunder Wave into certain strikes if you have it, but that's fine. And you know, Thunder Wave is Thunder Wave, so you know what? I'm not I'm not even gonna complain about that one. We get the Behemoth Blade KO into the Flutter main. Goodbye Flutter. I think even if they got the Thunder Wave surging off, like, I'd have to get pretty unlucky for me to lose. I think I would just Terra Normal my Dragonite, go for Extreme Speed, and then I think Entei can win by clicking Sacred Fire. Sacred Fire should KO the Flutter with Life Orb. So it comes down to Sacred Fire miss, a bunch of Thunder Wave full paros, I guess. So the high horsepower miss was unfortunate, but you know what? That Thunder Wave, I'm not going to complain, because that's the risk when you're using Thunder Wave. I am so annoyed by Thunder Wave full paras that I just am cold to like anyone who uses it. It's like basically Sleep Powder. But now, did they Terra the Cali Ice? So I don't have a way I can lose. I just go for Sacred Fire Extreme Speed. And battle going to be forfeited. Very, very nice. Was able to put on a good amount of offensive pressure. Not really much else to say. Indeedee, Terapagos, Incineroar, Ogerpon, Wellspring, Fluttermane, and Volcarona. I feel like I have deja vu. I think I actually played this recently. Wasn't it Specs Terapagos on this team? I think it was. Okay, if it's Specs Terapagos, I can probably manage all right. Entei is pretty decent against the team. Like, it's really good with strong Sacred Fires. A Sylvester Urshifu could catch them maybe a bit off guard. Let's see. Zacian's also really good, but only if I set it up properly. I don't really like Galarian Moltres. It doesn't do much. Dragonite's okay, but not really necessary. Although Shanpow really doesn't do that much in this matchup either. Although Sword of Ruin is very nice, of course. I think I'll lead Entei just straight off the bat and do as much damage as I possibly can. I think Entei plus... I want to lead either Entei Dragonite or Entei Urshifu. It just depends on if I think Wellspring is leading. If I think Wellspring is leading, I probably don't want to lead the Urshifu. Because if it's like Wellspring Terapagos, I think it'd be actually pretty scary. I think I'd probably just go with Dragonite, I guess, then have the Urshifu and the Zacian in the back. But let's see how this is going to work out. Hopefully going to be able to get some pretty good damage across the board. I do know that it is Specs Terapagos, so a little bit easier to handle. We'll figure it out if we can wall break through it, but let's see. There are quite a few support mons, especially with probably support Volcarona, I'd imagine. We are going to see Ogerpon and the Volcarona, so this is perfect for my Dragonite lead. I'm very glad I didn't lead the Urshifu. All right. And the Entei is not in a bad spot either, so I can probably just go for an Aerial Ace right off the bat. And I'd probably want to target down... I could target down either slot, but I think I'm going to target down the Ogerpon with Aerial Ace. I'm not really threatened by these Pokemon unless they have like a Terrafarium Volcarona. I don't want to take an Ivy Cudgel. I think Entei is a pretty good offensive tool here, so let's see. I would like to just threaten... they go for Spiky Shield. Okay, that's fine. Then I got the damage in the Volk. Not too bad. Oh, they don't protect. Okay, that makes sense. They're scouting for protect from my Entei, I suppose. I am okay with that as I protect Entei. All right. I still want to go for the Aerial Ace into the Ogerpon, which I will go for. I think I'm going to go for the Aerial Ace into the Ogerpon and just hard swap the Entei here into Urshifu, because I don't think they're ever going to go for a grass move. I think they would Ivy Cudgel if so. So I'm just going to go for the Choice Banded Aerial Ace. Again, they're still not like super threatening my side of the field. And we'll go for this Aerial Ace and hopefully do a ton of damage. They don't usually... They aren't able to really Terra unless they didn't bring Terapagos. Or if they want to commit to Terra, sure, I guess. But I think I'd be okay with that because Terra on Terapagos not existing would probably make this pretty ideal. So we will retreat our Entei into our Urshifu, hopefully on Ivy Cudgel, and that's really it. I don't think I would really want to take anything else. Ooh, we see a Terra. Okay, I wonder if there's Pagos in the back or not. We are going to see the Terra come out from the Volcarona, actually. Going to reveal the Terra Water on the Volcarona. Interesting. Okay. Not what I've anticipated. Is this Rage Powder? Okay, they Rage Powder. So they are committed on playing defensive here, which is interesting, but I'm okay with this. They do go for the Ivy Cudgel, which was the Entei slot. And I am going to get a pretty strong Aerial Ace into the Volcarona for half, which is pretty good damage. Rocky Helmet going to chip away. No Flame Body is excellent. Okay, awesome. I will gladly take that. So I can actually Terra my Mons, which is kind of a beautiful thing. Terra Poison on Urshifu would actually go pretty nice right now, but I think I'm going to save my Terra for later. I think I'm just going to bring back my Entei, and I'm just going to go for an Aerial Ace and target down the Ogerpon here. They have to respect the Urshifu, I think. I don't know if they're going to Rage Powder again. I think Entei is in a pretty good position because they would be able to absorb a Grass move or a Wisp if they want to go for it, if they have it. Ogerpon going to go for a Spiky Shield once again, which is fine. What's Volcarona going to do? Tailwind. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with this. Like, I am very okay with this. Because I don't really see how they have much momentum here. So, yeah. Like, even though I've gotten chipped with the Dragonite, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So, I have two options. I could go for Terra Normal Extreme Speed, knock out the Volcarona. Which wouldn't be too bad of an angle here. How fast is my Ursh? My Ursh isn't that fast. I gotta keep that in mind. But I think it's probably okay to go for the Terra here. I think I will go for the Terra Extreme Speed and an Aerial Ace. Because if I do get the knockout Ogerpon, I think that's fantastic. Ogerpon gonna retreat. So whatever's coming in will be immune to... Okay, Pagos. That makes sense. Alright, I gotta make sure I get rid... I guess I don't have to target down the Ogerpon as freely. It's not really mattering too much here. As I do have the Zacian, which should still be in a good spot. However... do have to respect the Pagos a bit more. We will get our Terra with the Entei here. And Terra Normal Extreme Speed should KO the Volcarona. Unless they have Protect and they go for it. But they just Rage Powder, which is fine. I am able to get a huge amount of damage with the Extreme Speed onto the Volcarona. And pick up that knockout, I'd assume, here. Yep, Volcarona goes down. Takes more recoil. Nice, no Flame Body. That's beautiful. 2 Flame Body dodges is great. We are able to eliminate the Volcarona. That makes life easier. And Aerial Ace will break the Terra Shell, which is actually really good. I wonder if I can knock out Terapagos with a combination of 2 Extreme Speeds if there's no Indeedee in the back. And I don't expect Indeedee to be in the back. They don't have a spread move access unless they have Dazzling Gleam on the Terapagos. I don't know if that would KO Entei. Ogerpon gonna come in. I think I'm okay with just going for an extreme speed in the Terapagos. And I think I'm okay with just attacking here realistically. Yeah, I think I am. There's only 2 turns of Tailwind. I can double protect on a final turn, so I don't think this is too bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for attacks straight into the Terapagos because I do need the offensive capabilities against the Terapagos. I guess like what's in the back? Is it? I don't think it's Entei. I think it's probably going to be the what would I expect? Probably Incineroar. I think Incineroar makes a lot of sense against the Zacian team. I don't think Flutter is in the back now. Yeah, they protect Ogerpon because they've been protecting Ogerpon this entire game. I had a feeling that they might protect here. So I'm able to get a huge extreme speed off into Terapagos. That's absolutely massive. A good amount of damage into Pagos. And if Dragonite survives the turn, I get the knockout into Pagos, which is very good. Star Storm probably going to go out into the Dragonite slot. Yeah, Dragonite goes down, but I think that's a pretty good trade here. I think that's a fantastic trade here. So I'm going to go out into Zacian. And I think I just go for a Play Rough into the Ogerpon, and I think I protect because the only way they have really good offense is into my Entei slots. I think as long as I get a Play Rough into the Ogerpon and put in extreme speed range, I'll be in a very good spot to win this game. They're going to switch up Terapagos probably into Incineroar, I imagine. Oh, it's Flutter Mane back. Oh, I wasn't expecting Flutter Mane back. I mean, this should still work because I should be able to go for extreme speed in a Behemoth Blade and a Flutter Mane and still be in a really good spot. Although I'm fearing they're going to probably Ivy Cudgel my Zacian. Oh, they actually targeted my Entei. Okay, that's really good. I thought they were going to get damage on Zacian because I don't know how they're damaging Zacian at this point in the game, but that's nice. Play Rough +1. Almost a knockout Ogerpon, but not enough. The Tailwind is going to peter out though, but this is a very safe extreme speed into a Behemoth Blade angle for me, so I will go for that. Yeah, I'm just going to go for that. There's no drawback here. Battle's actually going to be forfeited. Okay, nice, because Entei was able to get extreme speed, Behemoth Blade KO to Flutter. They really didn't have the best ways to damage the Zacian. If they had Thunder Wave, I think they could have went for a Thunder Wave angle of going for Thunder Wave in the Zacian, but the thing is, if Ogerpon goes down that turn, I'm able to get a extreme speed off in Terapagos. I can't protect. I'm able to win the game. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. Was just able to put on a lot of offensive pressure utilizing the Entei, and even Urshin in the back would have probably been able to clean up, I'd assume, as long as they got rid of Flutter Mane, because as long as I get rid of Flutter Mane, I'm in a good spot. As long as Entei had extreme speed, I was going to always be able to pressure the Ogerpon, even if it Spike Shielded that turn. Whimsicott Kyogre, Urshifu with the Heartflame Ogerpon, Mousehold, and Entei Male. Okay. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting game. I think I definitely bring Urshifu. I definitely bring Xianpao, because Xianpao has the Ice Spinner, which is huge for getting rid of terrain from Entei and allowing me to use my priority. So I think I will go with those two. Entei is a bit weird. I don't know if I want to bring Entei. I think it's like Dragonite Zacian is probably the best bring. I could see Moltres putting in work too if I set it up properly. This is tricky. Do I just want to go with Tail and Moltres? Because I don't... It's like okay. I could go on a game without priority, I suppose. You know what? I think it's probably okay. I'm going to bring Moltres Urshifu lead, and then in the back, I'm going to go with the Zacian and the Dragonite. The reason I'm not going to bring the Xianpao is I'm trying to think about like, okay, if I Ice Spinner turn 1, it's not terrible, but I think I like the idea of getting the Tailwind up a lot, and I think that might help out, especially with being a Soul Vest on the Urshifu. That's going to do so much here. Whimsicott Urshifu, interesting. I'm really glad I didn't lead Pow, at least. I'm really glad I didn't lead Pow. Okay. I'm gonna go for the poison jab into Whimsicott. I don't think they're gonna expect poison jab, and we're gonna set up our Tailwind here. I'll probably match their Tailwind. Yep. And Urshifu's not going to be able to pick up a knockout onto either of our Pokemon, so I feel pretty good about this spot. They go for close combat, actually, into the Moltres. That is Choice Band Urshifu, because that did a ton of damage, sure. But if I went for the Air Slash, I got a double knockout, but this is okay. Poison Jab. Focus Sash, okay. Ooh, but poison. Okay, we get the poison. I don't know if that's actually super helpful to us because we could have went for like an Aqua Jet Air Slash scenario, but I mean, I guess I won't complain about it. Here's our leftovers. Okay. So if it's banned Ursh, then Zacian probably can just one-shot it with Play Rough, so I don't have to worry about it as much. I think we have to just negate the Kyogre from doing as much damage as possible. We will see the Kyogre in. It has to be banded Ursh, right? Because that close combat no way does that much naturally. Okay. So we're going to go for a Aqua Jet. And we're going to Aqua Jet the Kyogre. It weakens the power of Water Spout, even if it's by a little. And we're going to protect our Moltres. We're going to see a Terra come out from my opponent, which is surprising. What Terra are you going for? Terra on the Kyogre is fine. Terra Water for the extra power. Okay. Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. All right. I will gladly take it. So we will protect our Moltres. And Aqua Jet the Kyogre. I'm kind of curious on who's faster, the Kyogre or the Ursh, because this actually matters. I think this might be Scarf Kyogre. I think it might be actually Scarf Kyogre. Okay. Scarf Kyogre does change my plans a bit, but that did not do that much damage as I was anticipating. I guess that's a Soul Vest for you, but that's still crazy to me. Okay. All right. So I can go into Dragonite and threaten a lot of damage. I could have went Zacian and Terra Water, but the problem is I go down to Water Spout. Well, I guess I'm just too worried about how much damage I'm taking from the Water Spout currently. I think my best play is just to Aerial Ace the Kyogre. And I guess just attempt to double protect with Moltres, so it might stick around on the field. It might have been better for me to leave the Moltres like behind. I think this is probably like an Indeedee switch if they have Indeedee, and just Water Spout. Oh, they attacked aggressively here. Okay. I'm like very certain that this is Scarf Ogre by the way they're playing. Yeah, I think that's Scarf damage. I don't think that's Mystic Water damage. Okay, close combat. Dragonite barely survives. I think I should have got rid of the Urshifu, but all right. Here's the Aerial Ace. Big damage into Kyogre. Would Dragon Claw have KO'd? I probably should have went for Dragon Claw now that I had Dragon Claw. That was a misplay on my part. I should have definitely Dragon Clawed. I guess this isn't so bad, but yeah, that definitely was a misplay. Okay. Definitely should have Dragon Clawed. I keep thinking I'm outraged for some reason. I start Tailwind. I mean, we just Terra Water Play Rough, I guess. We saw it was Sash Whim, so I guess like it can't be. Yeah, actually, no, I think we're fine. We go for the Play Rough with Terra Water on my Zacian. The Kyogre retreats, which is really good for us, actually. That's Indeedee. Okay, I feel really good about the spot. I feel really good about the spot. Okay. This is Bandit Ursh, right? Because the damage it did was way too insane. The damage it did was way too insane. We will go for the Terra Water with our Zacian. So now we have a defensive piece against the Kyogre. We do land a play rough, which is beautiful. So goodbye, Ursh. I really am going to regret not clicking Dragon Claw, aren't I? Because I might miss a knockout on Entei because I didn't click Dragon Claw. Yep. Because it's not. Well, we know it's not Scarf. It should be like Specs or something. What's nice is there's only one turn of rain left. So because there's only one turn of rain left, the Kyogre won't be able to like sweep my Zacian, I think. I am just dumb for not clicking Dragon Claw. I keep thinking this is Outrage. I keep thinking this is Outrage. We go for Terra Blast into the Entei. It doesn't really matter what I click with Zacian as long as it's an accurate move. We see the Origin Pulse. This is Terra Water and Rain, but we do resist it with the Terra Water on our Zacian. That does not do nearly that much damage actually into my Zacian, but we do confirm it was Choice Scarf like I anticipated. So I'm able to get the Terra Blast off into the Entei, and Entei will be going down here. And now I will have, I think the game is sealed because I'm pretty sure Behemoth Blade KOs the Kyogre. I'm like pretty confident +1 Behemoth Blade KOs the Kyogre. It's the last turn of Rain too, so all I have to do is just protect and then Behemoth Blade. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because if crit Origin Pulse is the only way they knock out the Zacian while in the rain, because the rain is gone, I don't think a crit Origin Pulse from Terra Water will be able to pick up the knockout while I have this Terra Water on deck. We go for Behemoth Blade. That was going to be forfeited because I realized the same thing. A crit doesn't even save them. Okay. I was just dumb. I should have clicked Dragon Claw. I should have just clicked Dragon Claw, man. But you know what? Because I keep figuring I have Outrage. I keep thinking I have Outrage. Because every time I see a Banded Dragon, it's like, oh, Dragon Claw. I just Outrage is just such a broken move. Because it just nukes everything on the field. But no, I am Dragon Claw. So it changes a lot. All right, let's go over the games. In game 1, I got to the first couple turns very wrong as my opponent was destroying me, and I basically lost my Urshifu for not much of a showcasing. However, was able to read my opponent later on, get a good amount of damage and catch their passive switches, and then set up for a really good position, assuming no to protect, to beat the team after Trick Room expired. In game 2, this was rough because the Terra Water Porygon 2 threatening the Terra Blast and the Entei actually made it a little bit difficult and was forcing me to Terra my Entei, which I didn't really like. The Amoonguss under Trick Room was very annoying, but the Sleep Talk actually came in handy with the Entei, which I did not expect us to get. However, it was just super difficult. Again, the Amoonguss still a little bit of a problem. However, I got the switch order wrong where the Ice Rider actually switched out when I was predicting the Amoonguss to switch out. So could have been better if I was able to read that. I might have been able to take a Spore Sleep turn and then rely on a first turn Wake potentially, which actually would have really impacted the match. Or I could have gone for a different move set that could have actually been able to help out, but unfortunately fell from here. Game 3. I've never seen Galarian Moltres win because of like the Fire Wrath double flinch, because I've never really gotten flinches with this move in my life, but I was able to come in clutch. I guess I could have play rough the Shadow Rider. I wasn't expecting Terra Water on this team, but I guess play rough was the better call, especially because they didn't have like Intimidate with Vincent, and most Calyxes don't have a Terra that resists play rough. Probably was the best move to just go for the play rough instead, even risking the miss in case of that random defensive typing. In game 4, yeah, that was a Hisuian Quillfish, which I did not know what it does. I guess it got intimidated and it poisoned my Urshifu, I guess, but not really doing too much otherwise. I did lose Urshifu early on, but I was still able to get a good amount of damage and pressure utilizing my Zacian, especially since they didn't get Trick Room up. And I did get a bit lucky because I was able to dodge several attacks, the high horsepower and the Thunder Wave. I think the high horsepower especially, but Thunder Wave is like, I mean, that's what happens when you go for that move. In game 5, it was really interesting because my opponent had a pretty rough lead against the Dragonite with Volcarona and Wellspring. Ogerpon was just able to threaten so much damage with Aerial Ace. They were actually forced to go for the Terra, which ended up being really great for me, especially dodging the 3 Flame Body potential burns, because that was absolutely incredible. Was able to pivot around the Wellspring attacks while Dragonite was really just able to go for Aerial Ace and just able to get like massive damage onto my opponent's team. In game 6, I do think I messed up quite a bit. The early turns were pretty much what you would expect. We were able to match a Tailwind, but was still underspeeding a lot of the team. It really didn't help out too much. However, should have went for the Dragon Claw with my Dragonite instead of going for Aerialist. I don't know why I decided to click Aerialist. I should have always clicked Dragon Claw there. We saw that pretty much confirmed his choice Bandit Urshifu and the choice Scarf on the Kyogre, so I could have actually put on more pressure, especially since we did confirm it was Focus Sash on the Whimsicott, so I didn't have to worry about Focus Sash into the Dragon Claw, which is always a play. Aerial Ace was always a mistake. This team I think is really cool. I'm actually very surprised we got the Sleep Talk with Entei. I did not expect to get it in this video. And then the Galarian Moltres, you know, it was really funny that one game because Fire Wrath is just a funny move. I've actually never really had that situation. I've gone for several Fire Wraths in the past in Gen 8 and it would never double flinch like that. So getting the double flinch was actually pretty cool. But otherwise, it's still a fragile Mon because even though it has really good Spadef, its physical defense isn't great, threatened by Urshifu. But I do think it has some really cool potential on the right teams, and I think this was one of them. So I think Moltres probably could have done more than what we showcased, but still pretty effective Mon. Zacian I still think is a really decent restricted as long as you play it properly. It's not as broken as it was in Gen 8, but still powerful enough, and with the right team it's still able to put in a ton of work. The Dragonite Entei Xianpao is still absurdly dumb and great into like Calyx Shadow Rider, which of course is the Pokemon that outspeeds Zacian. Otherwise Zacian will outspeed most of the opponents restricted, and it's pretty good into those as well. And then the Sylvester Shifu, interesting. Not sure how I feel about it, but I can't really complain about it too much. It does Urshifu things. That's basically what you need. As long as you have an Urshifu on the team, your team's pretty decent. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. If you'd like to try out the team, the rental code is on the screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.